Hello and welcome. Today we will be doing a review over the song 16 Tons. And you may ask, well, why should I care about a song made in the 1950s? Well, it has a lot of history with, especially for me, from the area I am from. Let's see. Let me pull up a few other instances. Because there are some terms that may be unfamiliar to more modern listeners, younger listeners. So, okay, there we go. Or, now, 16 tons. The most famous version we are aware of is written by or is performed by one Tennessee Ernie Ford. But the songwriting credits I'm seeing here on Google say it was written by one Merle Travis. Let me pull up who performed 16 tons. So it's been performed by a number of artists. The most famous one, of course, is Tennessee Ernie Ford's version, but it's also been performed by the Platters, Johnny Cash, um, ZZ Top. Who else here? Leanne Rhymes, Robbie Williams, Merle Travis, who was credited as the writer, Lorne Green, Tom Jones, Louis Neefs, Eric Burden, Frankie Lane, Jerry Reed, the Nighthawks, Jimmy Dean, and Anita Lindblom. Looks like she was the most recent. But I think Ernie Ford's is the most famous. Oh, ZZ Top was the most recent, 2016. My bad. But yeah, it's been performed by a number of artists. But Ernie Ford, Tennessee Ernie Ford's, is probably the most famous version. Um, let's see if I can pull up for you a version, and we'll kind of listen to it here. Do, 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 do. Sorry it's taken me so long. I'm waiting on the internet here. Mine's incredibly slow. People say your match is made out of fun. And it's freezing. Okay, that's the first verse of the song. Like I said, this is Tennessee Ernie Ford's version we're kind of following. So let's go back over this here. Some people say a man is made out of mud. Um, so you often hear people being born from clay, da da da. But Tennessee Ernie Ford here wants to make the notice a poor man's made out of muscle and blood, and skin and bones, a mind that's weak, and a back that's strong. So you're not considered special. You're made out of muscle and blood, skin and bones. Your mind's not even that good. It's just you have a strong back, which is often what the poor are considered good for. Just to be able to do manual labor. And he goes, you load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. So, this, of course, is in reference to working in the coal mines, which, like I said, it has a lot to do with the area I'm from. Coal mines had been very, very plentiful in this area. They've kind of went into a decline here recently, but yeah. But he's talking about being underground, loading 16 tons, and what do you get? Now, the line, another day older and deeper in debt, is specifically dealing with um, the way coal companies used to be. They used to force their employees to work and live at the mine camps, and they would have a certain stipend, a certain amount of um, script that they would earn that could only be spent at the local at the businesses inside the camp, like the grocery store and so on. So you technically wouldn't get spent given money. You would be given script, just stuff that could be spent around that mining camp. But you were never quite given a good amount. They always made sure that the costs of stuff would kind of overset the value of your script. And so you would always end up a little more in debt. So you get another day older and deeper in debt, just loading that 16 tons. And he finishes off the verse with, St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company's store. So again, that's that line that's dealing with that idea of the mining camps, the company store there. You have to spend that script, and they would let you purchase based on how much script you have. You would often have to buy your own supplies. Many people had to buy their own mining helmets and lights and pickaxes. So not only are you busting your ass underground, your pay don't even fully cover everything. They say, well, that's okay. You can just pay with it with your next paycheck, your next, well, what would be their next set of script. And so they are getting another day older and deeper in debt. And it honestly feels like, yeah, you ain't going to be able to go to heaven because the company owns you. So let's listen to the next portion of this song. So again, this is the next set of lyrics. He goes, I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. So essentially, it's almost as if you've been working in the mines since birth. You've been doing this labor since you were born. I loaded 16 tons of number 9 coal. So let's see if there's any specificity to the number 9 coal. Okay. Looks like it may be referring to anthracite coal. Let me take a closer look. Pull it up on a message board. But yeah, it looks like it may be referring to anthracite coal. The heart of soft coal country, 1923. So here on this one message board, someone asks the same question in the song 16 Tons. The singer claims on the day he was born, he loaded 16 tons of number 9 coal. Now, it could refer to the anthracite, but they post a couple of examples as well. One of them says it may refer to um, the zones, the pay zones that the mine was in, um, numbering the areas. So it may be number 9 coal. And then another one says talking about somebody grew up in the heart of soft coal country. He grew up in the number 9 coal camp, um, one of those rugged Allegheny hamlets where you're either tough or you're nothing. Let's see what else. All right, here's someone else who says it after Googling it, it may be a reference to a type of coal, which I kind of believe it is as well, anthracite coal. Let me go ahead and open this up. Ooh, that's closed. So we don't get a full reference of what number 9 coal is. It could be referenced the coal seam or the mine or the type of coal. We don't really know for sure. But yeah, he loads 16 tons of number 9 coal. And the straw boss said, "Well, bless my soul." And of course, a straw boss is that employee who's got no real authority, but he's put in charge of the operations. If you actually look it up on Google, it says straw boss, a junior supervisor, especially a worker who has some responsibility but little authority. So it's that coworker who's often put in charge of stuff. And then once again, we go to this the lines: you load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older, deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company's store. So again, referencing um, how these workers were often owned by the coal company in these camps. How it's one of these tough, harsh lives. Now, let's listen to the next portion of the song. Okay, so let's go over these lyrics here. I was born one morning, it was a drizzling rain. Fighting and a trouble are my middle name. So he's referring to his blue collar roots. He isn't born in some penthouse. You know, it seems like it was raining on him from the day he was born. He's always been in fights, always been in trouble. He's not part of the wealthy, the elites. He's a blue collar worker. He's had to fight a bit to have what he has. I was raised in a canebrake by an old mama lion. And let's take a look at this. Canebrake is referencing, if you look it up on Google, a piece of land covered with a dense growth of canes. Um, Appalachia is quite common for this. You'll often see these areas. Um, and that's kind of what he's referring to. He's raised by a very loving but tough mother in a very harsh piece of land. Raised in the cane brake by an old mama line. And then the next line is, can't no a high-toned woman make me walk the line. And of course, high-toned woman in this case is referring to um, these highly um, authoritative authoritative church going, the righteous type of people. So even those who are, claiming they are following the rules and everything, they ain't going to make him behave because it's just who he is. And you go to the same course once again. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company's store. Again, referencing, he's that blue collar worker. He's working in the mines. He's doing what he can to survive. Maybe even his father was a coal miner. His grandfather was a coal miner. So he may have felt like he was destined for these mines from the day he was born. I know, like I said, it's pretty common here. My father was a coal miner. For me personally, my father was a coal miner. Both grandfathers were coal miners. I know my uncle was a coal miner. I think there was great grandfathers that were coal miners. It's a pretty common business here. So yeah, you may feel like you are destined to live that way. There's no longer the co-camps where you must go to the company store and stuff anymore. But yeah, back in the day, you felt like you were born to belong to the coal companies. Now, um, with this, let's go to the final verse of the song. All right, and that's the totality of the song. So let's look over this last verse. If you see me coming, better step aside. A lot of men didn't, a lot of men died. Of course, he's referring to this hard scrabble, blue collar lifestyle. I don't think he's really indicating that he's killed people, but he's beat them up pretty severely. um, One fist of iron, the other of steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will. Again, this blue collar, hard scrabble lifestyle. You've got no real opportunities outside the co-camp. And so I'm sure tensions ran high between some people at times. I have no doubts about it. And then he finishes off with the chorus one more time. Load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. And then he really extends this last line. I owe my soul to the company store. And it really kind of emphasizes how he feels the company owns him. You know, he can't even go to heaven because he owes everything, even after his death, to the company. So it shows how the lifestyle is not the easiest, how it is one that many people had to go through in this area. But I just wanted to do a look and a breakdown at um, Tennessee Ernie Ford 16 tons. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. If anyone tries to make a claim you don't believe, tell them to cite their sources. We need to start making people prove what they want to claim. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, later.